Hey guys, I hope you all have an amazing day and welcome back to the channel. We are running 6.3.5 Safeguard Clapback with Cornered. So if you're not aware about the nodes, only the defender can take only 1% of his total HP as damage from one source. Clapback is whenever you apply a damage over time effect to the defender, it is also applied on the attacker as well. And Cornered is if there is a damage over time applied on the defender, his power rate gain is increased by 300%. Now, keeping that in mind, you need to bring in champions that do not have damage over time, and to avoid the clapback and corner, as well as to avoid safeguard, you can bring in champions that have ability accuracy reduction. So we are talking about Black Widow OG, also Quake works nicely here, also Falcon. So there are different champions, and also if there's a metal champion, Magneto will work amazingly well. Even he will get bleeds from the clapback, he's immune to bleeds, so he works really nicely. Apart from that, there is a path boost here that is called Chemical Reaction. It's for science champions. So bring in science champions that have non-damaging debuffs. I'm talking about your Void, your Mr. Fantastic, Captain America with all the synergies. So whenever the defender has those non-damaging debuffs on him, and if you parry, he will get a power sting and he will get 220% damage when he uses a special attack. So that is essentially your way how to deal extra damage more than the safeguard limit. There are a few more champions that bypass that. So Gilly 2099, her degen bypasses that. Also Dr. Octopus, his tentacles, when he has 100 charges on his breakthroughs, the damage from the breakthroughs bypasses that. So there's quite a few champions you can use. I've mentioned them on the viable champions without boost in the fight, so have a look at them. And before we jump into the part, guys, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment down below. All of that really helps me out a lot. The first fight is going to be against a Hood, and I'm going to use Captain America Infinity War. Now he's the only science champion I'm going to bring in, and I'm going to bring other synergies with Captain America, but I'm still going to use the boost that is called Chemical Reaction that gives power sting to the opponents when they have more non-damaging debuffs. So all I'm going to do is to parry and heavy to him, and because I have a tech champion on the team, it will apply Petrify on Hood, and with more Petrifies there is more chance to get power sting, and as soon as they launch a special they will get a lot of damage. Now another thing that really helps you out here on this path is going to be your masteries. So parry is a must, but if you have pacify 3x3 as well, sometimes your heavy attack will bypass, or any attack will bypass if you the safeguard node if you're hitting in the stun. You will notice I will get some big criticals here like 12,000, that is more than 1% of the HP of Hood. That is because I have pacified 3x3, and that is reducing the ability accuracy, and that's why I can do more damage. Apart from that, another mastery that will help you will be Assassins. When the defender is below 18%, that negates all ability accuracy as well. You will notice at the end of this fight, I will just parry and use my SP3, and then SP3 will take more than 18 to 16% health. That is because Assassin's mastery comes into play and the ability accuracy is reduced. Apart from that, I brought in Magneto for metal champions. There's 2 to 3 metal champions here, and also for the boss. And also I brought in Gilly 2099 just to showcase that how she works as well. And Falcon also, because when he's locked on, he reduces all ability accuracy, so he bypasses all the nodes as well. And apart from that, there is also Dr. Octopus. I happen to have enough rank 5, so I'll be showcasing him as well, how his breakthroughs with extra damage on his heavies help with this path as well. Now next fight is going to be against Electro. Now if you look at Electro and the node combination, it feels a very annoying fight because you can only take one person off his health. But you don't need to worry, if you bring any ability accuracy reduction champion, it works really nicely against him. So what I'm talking about is you can bring in Omega Red, get those death spores on and use a heavy attack. They will not trigger Cornered, the degen as well. Also same way Falcon, you can just use the lockdown that I'm going to, and with that we will not take his electro damage. Also it will not trigger any of the nodes that is there, clapback or safeguard, and I can easily kill him off. Black Widow is also a good option here. If not, Namor is also a good option here. You can, with Namor, if you have Sig 200, he will return back all the damage. Void is also a good option against Electro. You can just stay back and let those debuffs do all the damage and kill him off if you want to look for a slow fight. But yeah, there's quite a few counters against this Electro. One quick little tip is when you are pushing him to an SP1, just use 4-hit combos and swipe back. Otherwise you can get clipped by his SP1 just like I did. So you will notice I'm just going in with 4-hit combos. As soon as he has a SP1, I will just swipe back and let him throw it up. And again, the masteries, parry and passive will work amazingly well here. But with Falcon, when he is locked on, he removes all of ability accuracy, so it's not really required for this fight, but it's good to have it as well. Next up is going to be a Guillotine OG. Now she is a metal champion. Her specials are very easy to evade, her special 1 and special 2. I'm gonna bring in Magneto, and Magneto will magnetize her, reducing her ability accuracy by 85%. And all I will do is to build up to 40 prowess charges and use my SP3. Now when I use my SP3, Guillotine will get her bleed charges, and because of clapback I will get them as well. But as you know, Magneto has 90%, Red Magneto has 90% resistance to bleed, and I also run 1 point in coagulate, so that is 100% resistance, so I will not take any damage. But I will not take any damage, but I will heal because of willpower. So yeah guys, just build up to 40 magnetic charges and then use SP3, and that's about it. Now next fight is going to be against a Void. Now if you're using Suicide Masteries, this is a good time to take it off because Void really turns those Suicide Masteries against you. So I would suggest to remove them. Secondly, you really need to understand how to fight with Void. If you are new to fighting Void, understand that he will, after a cooldown timer, will apply a debuff on you. It can be either Petrify and either the other of the two. So what you need to do is to have 9 hits on your combo meter and use the 10th hit after he is applying a debuff on you. That's how Void works. Every 10 hits you land on Void, you can purify 1 debuff on you. So make sure you have a good counter against him. What I'm trying to do here, I have Captain America Infinity War and he's at 6200, and also I have Falcon as a skill champion. So with that, I don't really need to care about all the debuffs Void might apply to me, because I will always try to parry and have those kinetic charges on me that will purify all of those. Like right now, there is a debuff coming on me and then it's purified right away. So make sure you have some kind of mechanism to go against that. If not, use champions like who have very high hit counts, heavy attacks or specials. Like for example, Hyperion, his 1 heavy attack has 5 hits. Again, Warlock, his one SP2 has like 8-9 hits, so try use champions that can get to 10 counts really fast. Once you have that down, then it's a pretty straightforward fight. Do not use Captain America's SP1 because the bleed will be clapped back to you and you will die. Just use SP2s or just parry and heavy, and with the passive eye coming in, you can get a good critical here and there. And once you're down to 18%, just use an SP3 and he will die very fast. And because you're using a science champion, the path boost chemical reaction will also help us, giving him power stings, and whenever you will use a special, he will get damage as well. I hope these tips make sense and they are helpful against Void. Next defender is going to be a Ghostrider OG. Now, I'm just using different kind of attackers to show you that what attackers are viable. You can just bring in a completely science team and use that path boost and kill them off. Or you can also bring in all ability accuracy reducers and you can use them as well. I'm just using a variety of champions, so I'm not sure which champions you would have, so you can have a wide array of options here. So with Gilly 2099 is pretty much just building up to a 99 combo meter and going it from there, and making sure that you use an SP3 at the end of it, so you have that 100 combo starting from the next fight. You will notice the Legion does not trigger clapback on you or the cornered node, so that is also a plus. And yeah, that's about it. I will just throw some heavies and get those combo shield charges up. And yeah, the specials are very easily available for Ghostrider, SP1 and SP2 as well. So once you have that down, it's a pretty simple and straightforward fight, guys. Next up is going to be a Captain Marvel movie version. Now she's also a simple defender to go up against. You just need to be careful about her SP2. Don't push her to an SP2, especially when she is in binary fusion. It's unblockable and does a huge amount of damage. Now I would suggest her to always keep her to an SP1 that you can easily evade, and when she's not in binary fusion you can also parry, just like that. You will notice also that once she goes into binary fusion, I will just try to stay back, swipe back and run the clock timer out because I don't want to take extra unnecessary damage from the specials. So yeah, if you keep these two things in mind and you just keep using your parries to give her power stings with a size champion, she will go down really quick. You can also use a falcon, you can also use any ability accuracy reducer here, and they will work amazingly well against her. Next fight is going to be against a Morningstar. Now she's a metal champion again, so I will just bring in Magneto and I will do the same. I will build up to 40 prowess charges and use my SP3. Now because she is a bleed immune champion, she will get 40 armor breaks, and with the SP3 damage she will die very fast. If you don't have a Magneto, there's quite a few other options. If you want to stick to a science champion, you can go with Luke Cage, who is bleed immune and also has invulnerability on him. You can also go with somebody like Falcon, or you can also quake him down. So there's quite a few options here. Quake can bypass all of this because not only she gives ability accuracy reduction, she doesn't even have to fight the opponent. She can just stay in the corner and just quake and shake. So if you're comfortable with quake, you can use that as well, even for the whole path. If not, other options are there as well. Now the next fight is going to be against a Human Torch. Now the ideal champions to fight against Human Torch will be Incinerate immune champions, so you don't get Incinerate from those smolders that he's going to put on you from the SP1 and SP2. You will notice here that I try to bait as much as special ones as I can, but as soon as I get a smolder on me, even if I attack him, I get Incinerate. So if you have either a Void or if you have a Red Hulk, they work amazingly well for this fight. If not, you can use other ability accuracy reducers as well. I am just using Dr. Octopus here just to showcase how well he works for this path. All I'm doing is I'm gonna take him to a corner, and then I'm gonna spend my heavy, and with my breakthroughs, breakthroughs at 100%, and I do extra damage for every breakthrough with a heavy attack. That's one of his abilities. Dr. Octopus is an amazing champion and very versatile with relatively good damage and high utility. So I have him at rank 5. So he works really well against Safeguard also. The final fight on the path is going to be against an Annihilus. Now, he is also a metal champion, but there's also a lot of counter against him. You can use slow debuff champions on science team, or you can bring in heavy nullifiers and you can do backdraft intercept until you get an SP1 and nullify, or you can just bring in Black Widow Clairvoyant and she can just nullify him straight away. Once his Cosmic Rod is down, then you can easily parry him and you can go on from there. So it's a pretty standard Annihilus fight, guys. So for this path, my device just started malfunctioning. I wasn't able to record the boss fight. So if you want to check out the boss fight, you can check the other videos on 6.35. You will find Magneto against Mysterio, and you will also find on the easy path of completion Hyperion used against Magneto. So yeah guys, make sure to check those out for the boss, and I hope these tips and guides help you out for this chapter. If it did guys, make sure to like the video, comment down below, subscribe to the channel, turn on the post notifications. All of those really help me out a lot. We are going to start 6.36 and then our explore videos will be done, and then we will jump on to 6.4 and try to finish all of those exploration videos before 7.2 comes out. As again guys, I really appreciate you guys joining in and tuning in, and I hope you all have an amazing day, and I'll see you next time.